Welcome to Diary of an Ex-Ho. I'm Cheri Hardman. I'm your ex-ho, and this is the podcast where we talk to comedians about their love lives. Today's guest is Kylee Ann. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and remember the old saying, always a bridesmaid when you're a hoe.
My name's Kylee Ann. I am pansexual. My pronouns are she, her, and my relationship status is solo polyamorous.
All right. Nice to have we haven't met before, have we?
We may have met very briefly, like maybe at a mic or at a show. I think I've seen you at maybe at Nate's,
Oh, okay. Okay.
or maybe at Six and Proctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So first thing we do is a marry, shag, kill. Not knowing you well at all, I just looked at your page and because I try to orient it to the person. So let me go grab that and we'll just see how I did. I'm gonna go to that. All right. Why doesn't that move out of the way? It doesn't matter, I guess. So, marry, shag, kill. You're going to marry one. You're going to shag one. You're going to kill one. I saw that you said you had a thing for sad guitar boys or something along those
Yeah.
lines. All right. So we have guitar edition. These are three people that know how to play the guitar. We have
Oh, okay.
John Mayer, Machine Gun Kelly, Post Malone. Who are you going to marry? Who are you going to shag? Who are you going to kill?
Okay. I'm gonna marry Post Malone. I feel like John Mayer might be the obvious case, but I don't think I could handle him 24/7.
Right.
He might be too validating and too his little I don't know. Once he gets in your algorithm and your Spotify, he starts to drive me crazy. So I will shag John Mayer and I will kill Machine Gun Kelly. And
All
no
right.
other reason than just because there's probably too many hipster emo boys in my life already.
All right. Good choices. Uh, so goodbye to Machine Gun Kelly, and we'll get on out of there. Oh, we did get out of there. All right. So when it comes to sex, would you rather watch or be watched?
I would rather be watched. I don't like being left out.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Got FOMO. Yeah.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
and then when you were young, what did your parents or whoever raised you, what do they call private parts?
Um, they, I don't think I ever heard my parents talk about a dick, but they would call it our popo. And I don't know where that came from, but I think we didn't really have sex talks in my house at all. And so I know in my life, in my family, like we use anatomically correct names and stuff like that, but it was the popo because I don't know. Apparently you need to be afraid of it just like the cops. So
That's funny. Um, were your parents good relationship role models?
um my parents are still married. I would not say that they were great relationship models. I think they fought a lot of the time, and boy, howdy, could they have used some therapy. So I would say no in that sense. They
Okay.
are still together, but I don't know if that, if that's always the best thing.
Right, right. Well, how do you feel like their relationship has affected how you do your relationships?
Yeah, I was with my high school sweetheart up until my early 30s. And I think watching my parents stay in a relationship where it seemed like, they might be happy now, but there's a lot of times where I don't think they were. And I think that shaped me in a way that I was like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be stuck in a place where I'm not happy or fulfilled. Um, and that definitely encouraged me to break out of that mold.
Okay. All right. All right, so now I want to talk about what I call your sexual awakening, like when you first realized sex was a thing, either from something you saw, something somebody told you, or just changes you observed in your own body. You
Yeah.
want to tell me about that?
Well, I was a big nerd. I'm still a big nerd, but Topanga Lawrence on Boy Meets World. That was my probably my first sexual awakening where I was like, oh, I think I might be attracted to women. Um, and outside of that, ooh, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I just signed me up for that whole cast when I was a kid. That was my big daydream. That was in the spank bank.
All right, well, that covers the next question about celebrity crushes. So how would you describe what's your type? Like
Oh,
if you're in a room, what is your eye drawn to, first of all?
um, I got a little bit of a daddy kink in me. I would say older men for sure. Sign me up for a silver fox, 100%. And I like men to be a little more mature. But I do have a lot of varying types, I guess. I don't have just like usually my partners don't they don't look alike, they don't sound alike, they don't have the same hobbies.
I,
Um, I'm a sucker for chefs. That's
really?
a that's a weakness of mine for sure.
Well, then you could do like a new position, the chef's kiss, right? Huh. All right. All right. Can you think of any like mainstream movies that you watched that had like a good sex scene or love scene that always kind of stuck with you?
Um, let's see. Oh, what was that movie? Professor Marston and the Wonder Women or something like that. It was about the author of Wonder Woman and who happened to be in a polyamorous relationship. He had two partners, and there was a lot of like unhealthy dynamics that story definitely highlights. But that that kind of exposed me and encouraged me to be like, okay, this is a little more mainstream. I can love more than one person. I can fuck more than one person, and I think there's scenes where, in particular, where um, it seemed like it was going to turn into like a big catty fight, and really the women were just in love with each other. That was a big one for me. I love that. I eat that up.
I've never heard of it, but that sounds like I'd like to check it out. Do you watch porn at all?
Um, I do on occasion. I'm more of a porn watcher with when I'm with a partner than I am solo. I totally support porn and sex work in general, but I don't, and maybe that's the part of me that has all that FOMO that doesn't like to watch. I'd like to be a part of it, so I'd
Right.
rather be making porn than be watching it.
Do you think porn's affected your life at all?
Um, it kind of did recently. I went through a pretty rough breakup, and it was definitely a toxic relationship. It turned, kind of abusive and ugly at the end. And one thing that came out of it was, he came out and said, if you tell anybody what happened or this or that, I'm gonna release our sex videos. And for me, that was like, man, I was so scared. I felt really violated. I was scared of what would happen to my reputation. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I'm kind of hot. I'm gonna lean into it. And um, I just decided, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go on the porn sites and go ahead and release that. I could use some free advertisement. This comedy thing is not kicking off as hot as I thought it might, but and so it actually encouraged me to get on like OnlyFans and stuff and actually just I tell jokes on there now. And maybe I'm not making porn, but that I think that's the way that porn definitely influenced me was kind of being forced into like, okay, well your images are gonna be out there. Your smut,
Right.
your videos are gonna be out there. So just own it and roll with it. And it actually has been really validating. It's been really liberating. And I don't know, I can go on, turn on the camera on and, you know, tell some silly jokes and it might not be the typical thing that you find on a porn site, but I'm definitely embracing it and I support it fully.
Right. Well, OnlyFans has comedy now. Like who
Yeah.
pretty famous is a Whitney Cummings, like really like does a lot on there. Um,
Yeah.
so I might want to talk to you about that because I've been wanting to do the same thing. I
Do
just
it. Let's go on tour.
yeah, there we go. There's always somebody that wants to see some gross part of my body, and I'm more than willing to make some money
Yeah.
on that.
And
So
there's definitely, at the end of me like trying to work out a set and being silly, there's definitely like, oh, that's great. That's so funny. Can you put something up your butt now? And that comes with the territory too. Uh, but you know what? I'm flattered. It's, a little external validation feels good sometimes. So I'll
right.
take it.
Well, plus it helps like to have someone holding something over your head that's
Yeah.
supposed to scare you to just kind of go like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you can't
It
scare
takes away
everybody.
all their power,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
so it's
you're
definitely I'm not foreign to like the kink world or a little pinup and smut out there. It's something that I've definitely found has been over the years, probably the last 10 years. And I really got into pinup. I loved doing that. It was something that was kind of part of my like self-love, body positivity journey. And it makes me feel good and you know, I support it. Get out there, do it if you want to do it.
right. Good for you. Um, what's your definition of amazing sex?
My definition of amazing sex, I think it's that kind of connection that just like takes you out of the rest of the world. Like when you're with somebody and you click so much that you're just kind of like you're in the zone, you're in a space, and it's very intuitive. I'm not really one for like casual hookups with like people I don't know very well. I'm pretty demisexual. And so when you're with a partner who knows you so intuitively that you don't have to talk. They know exactly what you like and you know what they like. That's my definition of good sex.
All right. Okay, let's go to the wheel of dirty questions.
Yeah.
Or sex questions, I guess. It's not dirty. Let's see. Let's share the sound too. We could like to hear the wheel making noise.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get out of this first. Goodbye, you guys. Said goodbye. Said goodbye. There we go. Okay, here we go. What is your favorite sex toy?
Well, I 100% will be a spokesperson for this. The womanizer, best sex toy on the market. It's like one of the like vibrating sucking ones.
Uh-huh.
Um, it'll make you come buckets. It's fabulous. I will, I sign me up for that spokesperson job. I want it.
All right. Womanizer.
The womanizer.
How is your body image?
It's there are good days and bad days, I think. I think over the last couple years, I've been through some like couple little accidents here that took me like out of a gym routine and things like that. And I put on a lot of weight that I had lost previously. Um, I lost about 100 pounds a few years ago. And so I've had really mixed feelings about my body. There was a lot of external validation that came from folks that like I was sick for a period of time and I lost a ton of weight and I was like jaundiced and like yellow eyes and losing my hair and people were like, you look so good, you look so good. And I was like, I'm about to go into liver failure. I don't look good, I don't feel good, but I was skinnier. And so that impacted the way that people saw me and how attractive people found me. And that messed up my head for a while. Eventually I did lose weight, but or more weight and put it back on and so on. So it's ebbed and flowed. I think there are days where I embrace all my curves and I do feel beautiful. I do feel attractive. And there are days where I just, I struggle. I think that it's important to acknowledge that we don't always have to love our body, but we do have to love ourselves and the body we're in at that moment. So it's definitely an up and down journey for me.
Okay. All right. Well, what is the best compliment you've ever gotten on your naked body? On your naked.
Um, it's like it's little things where like it's imperfections in my body. That a partner might say like, "Oh, I actually like the my inner thigh," where I'm like, I'll never have a thigh gap to save my life, but that part where it's like it's a little squishy, it pops out of your shorts in a way, you know, and I had a partner tell me like that was their one of their favorite parts of my body. And to think it's like something that I found so flawed and was so self-conscious about, was something they loved. I think those are the little things that like, when somebody loves the imperfections in you,
Mhm, mhm.
um, I think that's the best compliments I've had.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Do you have any sexual regrets?
Sexual regrets. Let's see. I've tried a lot of things. I think my sexual regrets are probably being too much of a people pleaser, maybe. I'm pretty triple G and game to like try things that I know my partner might like. Um, I think there's been a few times where I've like gone into a scenario where we didn't like talk it out, um and I think my regrets are probably just like lack of communication in those moments. Um, yeah, I'm pretty game to try stuff, and chances are I'm not going to be like, yeah, I wish I hadn't done that. I might not try it again, but I try to try most things twice. So, I think it's just the moments where communication wasn't present, and um, there's no sense in having fun or having sex when like only one person's having fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. Do you have anything left on your sexual bucket list?
Sexual bucket list. I have explored quite a few things. I don't think there's anything I could acquire on my sexual bucket list. I want space sex. I think the closest thing I'll get to that is in a hot tub, but I don't think I'll be able to knock that one off my bucket list. But maybe just, sex in new places, foreign countries, and I got a little bit of exhibitionism in me, so those things make it on the bucket list. I'm
Mhm.
happy to knock them off.
Okay, cool. Do you have what is your hoe song? Like the
My
song that when
hope
you hear
song.
it, yeah, man, when you hear it, it wakes up your hoe spirit.
Um, let's see. Salt and pepper. Uh, None of your business. That's the song.
That's a great one, isn't
Yeah.
it? What is your Instagram?
My Instagram is Kylie as is. There's a few other Instagrams out there. I like usually keep my kitchen stuff and art stuff kind of out there on different pages. But if you're trying to find me for comedy reasons or for just to follow, Kylie as is where you'll find me there, or on the mic comedy.
Okay. And then this is coming out Wednesday morning. So do you have any shows coming up you want to promote?
Yeah. Let's see, the 23rd at St. Andrews, you can find me producing our last Sunday stand-up. It's hosted by Jason Katz. Um, And then we are going to be expanding to Tacoma February 26th at Edison Square. We'll have Hot Mic that's hosted by Lynette Manning. We'll have Jess Everett there featuring. So yeah, those shows, I sometimes I get on and do a set there, but I'm definitely more on the production side of things. Our little open mic competitions have been taken off, and they've been fun way to support the community and network and just get people together. There's a lot of fun incentives for comics. So if you are a performing comedian, come out, check it out, sign up. There's a cash prize and you can win a spot in a showcase.
All right, cool. Okay, now it's just the time where you can just tell me a story of your choosing. Uh, and I'm
Oh,
just going to sit here and listen. So,
Yeah, so I used to run a restaurant with a partner, and definitely took workplace sex to a new level. Especially when we found out we're gonna lose that space, we lost that restaurant. But um, yeah, we said goodbye in a few dramatic ways. I definitely had sex on the shop counter after we closed up, and was having a good old time. I think I was getting eaten out, and I look over and I look out the window, and there's a homeless man out there watching, and he's staring at me, and I'm staring at him, and I halt and freeze, and he just looks at me and he says, "Call me." Um, so yeah, that was an interesting time, but yeah, I'm all good for a good kinky restaurant story. So
Yeah. All right. Well, you had a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to talk. I'm sorry that there was a little mix up with all that, but
oh, no
here we
worries.
did it. It's great. And this will come out, like I said, Wednesday morning. I'll send you the link and I'll
Great.
tag you when I release it. And have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too,
All right.
Cheri.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.